I hit the ground so hard I tasted dust. Cars rushed past on the suburban Virginia highway, horns blaring, people staring, some recording while I, Colonel Maya Carter, knelt on the filthy asphalt with my hands raised. The officer towered over me, breathing hard, one hand gripping his radio, the other hovering over his holster. "Stay on your knees," he barked. His voice shook with adrenaline or aggression, I couldn't tell. I felt my heart pounding, not from fear but from disbelief. I had just returned from Afghanistan 3 weeks earlier, and now here I was, forced to kneel on American soil like a criminal. "For what?" I asked, my voice steady. "What did I do?" He didn't answer. Instead, Officer Harlan Young, pale, jumpy, kicked my purse aside and shouted, "Don't move! Back up on the way!" I looked up at him, and the world went quiet, because this man had no idea who I was. He didn't know I'd spent 22 years serving this country. He didn't know the stars I'd earned, the soldiers I'd led, the families I'd held as they cried. He didn't know I outranked the entire local precinct. He didn't know he had just forced a U.S. Army colonel to kneel on the pavement. But he was about to traffic crawled. More people gathered. He kept yelling, "Stop resisting!" "I'm not resisting," I said calmly, keeping my posture straight even on my knees. "I am asking for a lawful reason for detaining me." He ignored me and walked in circles, pacing, sweating. I could see fear in his eyes, not of me, but of losing control. "Your plates aren't in the system," he finally muttered. "Stolen vehicle." "That's why you were stopped." "My plates are government issued," I replied. "You need to run them through the federal database, not the local one." He scoffed, "Lady, don't tell me how to do my job." I almost laughed, but held it in. "I'm not telling you. I'm requesting you follow proper procedure." He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "Get smart with me again and I'll put you flat on the pavement." That's when I knew he wasn't interested in protocol. He wanted dominance. The crowd murmured. A woman whispered, "She didn't do anything. Why won't he listen?" Someone else said, "This doesn't look right." Then the officer shouted again as if to drown them out. "On your hands!" "No," I said firmly. His eyes widened. "What did you say?" I said no. "I will remain kneeling. I will not lie down in the road." My voice didn't tremble. "And you cannot force me." He reached for my arm. And that's when I decided the moment had come. In a slow, deliberate motion, I spoke loud enough for the crowd to hear. "My name is Colonel Maya Carter of the United States Army." He froze. I reached into my uniform pants pocket, slowly, visibly, and pulled out my military ID. The crowd leaned in. He leaned back. "Colonel?" he whispered. I held my ID in front of him. "Read it." It didn't move. "Read it," I repeated. Hands shaking, he took it, and the color drained from his face. The crowd reacted instantly. "What? She's military?" "She's a colonel." "Oh my God." His gaze darted from the ID to my face, to the growing group of recording phones. His career flashed before his eyes. So did his mistake. His radio crackled as backup arrived. Ha! 2 more officers approached. But before they could speak, I rose from the pavement myself, brushing the dirt from my knees. "I will speak to your supervisor," I said. "Immediately." "Ma'am, Colonel, listen," Harlan stuttered, stepping back. "You forced a decorated military officer to kneel on the road," I said. "You escalated a stop illegally. You ignored protocol." One of the backup officers, a Latina woman, moved forward. "Colonel Carter, I'm so sorry. Please come with me. We will handle this." But the crowd didn't want me to leave. Voices rose. "Don't let them hide this! Make him accountable. That was abuse." And for the first time, Harlan realized this wasn't going away quietly. Inside the precinct, the air felt heavy. The chief himself met me. "Colonel Carter, on behalf of this department, I apologize. This is unacceptable." I kept my tone firm. "I want body cam footage preserved. I want every second reviewed. I want your officer retrained, disciplined and evaluated. Yes." "Ma'am," the chief said. Swallowing, Harlan was brought into the room, trembling pale. "Colonel," he whispered, his voice tiny. "I didn't know. If I cut him off. That's the problem. You shouldn't treat anyone the way you treated me. Don't respect a uniform. Respect human dignity." He lowered his head. I'm sorry, he said, genuinely this time. I nodded. I hope you mean that. Because I'm filing an official complaint, not to punish you, but to force the department to change. The chief nodded grimly. Colonel, we will be launching a full review. You have my word. And, I added, I want a meeting with the mayor's office. This goes beyond one officer. Days later, I returned to the same highway where it all happened. Not because I was forced to, but because I wanted to stand where I once knelt. A teenage girl approached me, the same girl who had recorded the entire incident. I just wanted to thank you, she said. You showed people like me that we don't have to be silent. I smiled softly. That's why I serve. Not for medals, not for rank, for moments like this. She hugged me. A stranger, but not really. A young woman who needed someone to stand tall so she could too. As I walked back to my car, I realized justice doesn't always happen in the courtroom. Sometimes it happens on the pavement. Sometimes it happens when someone refuses to kneel, even when forced to. And sometimes, justice begins with one simple sentence. My name is Colonel Maya Carter. If this story showed you the power of dignity and justice, hit like. It helps these stories reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe for more emotional, real-life narratives, where truth wins and courage stands tall. Your support means everything.